Bread is one of the most common foods in the American diet. Breakfast toast, lunchtime sandwiches, evening snacks. But here's the surprising part. Some of the most popular bread brands in the United States contain ingredients you would never expect in something as simple as bread. Ingredients that don't belong in your daily diet. Ingredients that turn a basic food into something far from natural. Today we uncover 7 U.S. bread brands you may want to think twice about. And trust me, one of the biggest, most familiar names appears on this list. In this video, we're breaking down 7 bread brands that many consumers and food experts suggest avoiding. This list is based on heavy processing, artificial ingredients, added sugars, preservatives, and misleading healthy marketing. Bread should be simple, but many mass-produced loaves are built for long shelf life, soft texture, and mass appeal, not for quality or nutrition. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which brands raise red flags and why choosing better options can make a big difference in your everyday meals. Bread, real bread, has been made for thousands of years using 4 basic ingredients: flour, water, yeast, salt. That's all you need. But commercial bread manufacturers operate with a different goal: long shelf life and consistent softness, even if the bread sits in a warehouse or on a supermarket shelf for weeks. To achieve this, many brands add dough conditioners, preservatives, artificial flavors, high fructose corn syrup, bleached or overly refined flour, sweeteners, emulsifiers, colorants. These additions keep the bread soft, fluffy, and perfectly shaped, but they also make the bread more processed than most people realize. What looks like a simple loaf is often the result of dozens of industrial ingredients, common problems, and issues. Here are the most common issues found in low-quality bread brands: high sugar content, even in bread that looks healthy; artificial colors and flavors; bleached flour, which removes nutrients; dough conditioners such as azotocarbonamide, known from the yoga mat controversy; high fructose corn syrup; preservatives that extend shelf life far too long; oils and emulsifiers to maintain softness; misleading marketing; honey wheat; whole grain style; natural. Some loaves stay soft for almost a month, and if bread doesn't get stale naturally, you know it's packed with additives. These ingredients don't just affect flavor and texture, they impact long-term health and nutrition. Now let's break down the 7 U.S. bread brands you should avoid and why they're on this list. 1. Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread is one of the most iconic names in American grocery stores, but the ingredients behind the brand are far from simple. Wonder Bread is known for high fructose corn syrup, multiple preservatives, dough conditioners, bleached, highly refined flour. This bread is incredibly soft, almost too soft, and that texture comes from additives, not from traditional baking. Many nutrition experts point out that the refining process removes most natural nutrients from the flour. Some nutrients are added back through fortification, but the result still lacks the integrity of real whole grain bread. While Wonder Bread is nostalgic, it's far from nutritious. A staple for many families, but not the best choice if you're trying to eat clean. 2. Sara Lee White Bread. Sara Lee bread is famous for its fluffy texture and pleasant taste, but that softness often comes with a cost. Sara Lee's white bread commonly includes artificial flavors, added sugar, preservatives, refined flour. Many reviewers describe the bread as overly spongy, almost cake-like, which isn't typical for naturally made bread. The high sugar content is also a concern. Some versions contain more sugar than certain breakfast cereals. While Sara Lee has better whole grain options, the classic white bread is heavily processed and not ideal for everyday consumption. 3. Nature's Own Honey Wheat. This is one of the most misleading bread brands because the name sounds healthy. Nature's Own Honey Wheat, whole grain goodness. But once you read the ingredients, the picture changes. Nature's Own Honey Wheat contains added sugars, refined flour mixed with small amounts of whole wheat, preservatives, sweeteners that enhance flavor. The label makes it appear wholesome, But many food experts argue that the nutritional value is closer to white bread than real whole wheat bread. The honey branding tricks shoppers into thinking it's naturally sweetened, but the product often contains multiple forms of sugar. It's better than pure white bread, but still far from a clean or nutrient-dense choice. 4. Pepperidge Farm White Bread. Pepperidge Farm is a respected brand with a premium reputation, but not all of their loaves are created equal. Some of their white bread varieties contain dough conditioners, stabilizers, added sweeteners, enriched but refined flour. These ingredients are used to maintain soft texture and long shelf life, but they reduce nutritional quality. Many customers comment that the bread tastes pleasant but feels too processed. The kind of bread that doesn't get stale naturally, it just changes texture. Pepperidge Farm makes quality whole grain and seeded breads, but their white sandwich breads can be as processed as budget brands. 5. Sunbeam Bread. Sunbeam is one of America's oldest bread brands, but the recipe is far from modern nutrition standards. Sunbeam typically includes bleached flour, artificial color, preservatives, high sugar content, enriched but refined ingredients. The bread stays soft for an unusually long time, which indicates heavy reliance on conditioners and preservatives. The flavor is mild, but nutritionally, the bread falls short. Sunbeam represents a style of bread designed decades ago when shelf life mattered more than ingredient quality. Today, many people look for cleaner choices. 6. Bimbo Soft White Bread. Bimbo is the largest bakery company in the world, and their soft white bread is extremely popular. But the soft and fluffy texture comes from a long list of additives. Bimbo bread often contains refined flour, multiple sweeteners, dough conditioners, emulsifiers, preservatives. The bread is often criticized for tasting more like sweet, airy cake than real bread. The additives help keep the loaf extremely soft for an extended period. But that softness is not a natural sign of freshness. It's the result of chemical conditioning. If you're trying to avoid overprocessed foods, Bimbo's soft white bread won't be the right choice. 7. Great Value. White Sandwich Bread. Walmart's Great Value white bread is cheap and easy to find, but quality concerns are common. Great Value bread typically includes bleached, low-quality flour, preservatives to extend shelf life, additives to maintain softness, minimal nutrients, inconsistent texture. Many shoppers report issues like the bread molding too quickly, slices tearing easily, strange texture changes, flavor that tastes overly processed. While affordability is appealing, the ingredient list reflects low-quality production. For families trying to upgrade their diet, this bread doesn't offer much nutritional value. Benefits and why it matters. Bread is a daily food for millions of people. Because we eat it so often, the ingredients we consume, good or bad, add up quickly. Choosing better bread helps you avoid unnecessary preservatives, high sugar levels, dough conditioners, artificial colors, processed flour, inflammation-causing additives. Better quality bread supports improved digestion, better blood sugar control, fewer chemical additives in your diet, more natural nutrients, cleaner eating habits overall. Small changes have a big impact because bread is a staple food, not an occasional treat. Facts. Here are some surprising things most people never realize about supermarket bread. Some breads still use azotocarbonamide, a dough conditioner also found in yoga mats, banned in Europe but allowed in the US. Bread labeled wheat is often made mostly of refined flour. A single slice of some breads contains more sugar than a cookie. Bleached flour goes through a chemical process that removes minerals and nutrients. Some loaves stay soft for 4 to 5 weeks, which isn't normal for real bread. Caramel coloring is sometimes added to make bread look healthier. Honey wheat bread rarely contains meaningful amounts of honey. The marketing may look healthy, but the ingredient list tells the truth. Some of the breads that look the healthiest, the ones with wheat, honey, natural, or grain in the name, can hide just as many additives as basic white bread. So the breads people grab because they look healthy are sometimes the least nutritious of all. Let's recap the bread brands many consumers avoid. Wonder Bread, highly processed, high fructose corn syrup. Sara Lee white bread, sugary, artificial flavors, preservatives. Nature's Own honey wheat, misleading, added sugars, not truly whole wheat. The big problems include heavy processing, too much sugar, dough conditioners, preservatives, misleading marketing, poor quality flour. Choosing better bread makes everyday meals healthier without sacrificing taste. Thanks for watching. Choose your bread wisely so every sandwich, toast, or meal you make is actually worth eating. If you want the next script in this series, just say next. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more smart grocery guides.